Right, so this is kind of a review from Algebra 1. So hopefully this wasn't too terrible, but I get it. It's been a while, so let's go over it. Okay, so if I have I equals P times R times T, and I'm trying to get P by itself, I'm going to divide by RT on both sides. And so that's going to give me I divided by RT equals P. Okay. On the next one, it says solve for R. So we're going to go back to the original equation. We want R, but it's going to give me R equals I divided by PT. R equals I divided by P. Okay. Questions on that one? And just stop me if you do have questions. We got W equals V times A. We want V by itself, so we're going to divide by A on both sides. And so V is going to equal W divided by A. On the next one, it wants us to solve for A instead. So we're going to do W equals V divided by A, or I'm sorry, V times A. And if we want A by itself, we're going to divide by V. And so A gets, okay. Questions over, so on number 3, what we're going to do is solve for R. So we've got 2 pi R equals C. We want R by itself, so we're going to divide by 2 pi on both sides. So C divided by 2 pi is equal to R. Okay. If I'm solving this next one, so we've got A equals 1/2 B times H. We want B by itself. We're going to divide by 1/2 on both sides and H. So when we do that, we're going to get A divided by H. And this, if we divide by 1/2, it's really like multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's going to give us 2 times A divided by H equals B. I'm solving for H, it's going to be the same thing, but instead of dividing by H, we're going to divide by B. Okay, so this is still going to be very similar to what we got, but we've got A equals 1/2 BH. So this will cancel, and I'll get B equals 2A divided by H. Okay. These next few you've probably either seen before, or they're going to probably be the most frequent that you actually see. So on number 5, you've got 3x plus 2y equals 24. If I'm trying to get y by itself, I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. Then I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So y equals negative 3/2 x plus 24 divided by 12 is going to give us, 24 divided by 2 gives us 12. Okay? And then if I'm trying to solve for x, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to subtract that 2y to the other side. And so this is going to give me 3x equals negative 2y plus 24. I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. And so x is going to equal negative 2/3 y plus 8, because 24 divided by 3 is going to give it 8. Okay, so on number 7, what we're going to do is we're going to get y minus 5 equals m times x minus 6. We want to get y by itself. So all we're going to do is add 5 to both sides. So y is going to equal m times x minus 6 plus 5. If we want m by itself, though, then we're going to divide by this x minus 6 on both sides. So, I'm sorry, y minus 5 divided by x minus 6 is going to equal m. Okay. Number 8, you're going to see a lot. So we're going to go over that one. And you'll also see that in your physics class. So you've got C equals 5/9 of F minus 32. So in order to get rid of that 5/9, you're going to multiply by 9/5. Remember, in order to get rid of a fraction, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so this will be 9/5 C equals F minus 32. We'll add 32 to the other side. And so this will be 9/5 C plus 32 equals F. Okay. Suppose Brett and Andre each throw a baseball into the air. The height of the baseball is given by that function, where h is the height in feet and t is in second. The height of Andre's baseball is given by the graph below. So graph down here is Andre. Equation up here is Brett. Okay, Brett claims that his baseball went higher than Andre's. Andre says his baseball went higher. Who's right? Okay. All right, so the first thing I would do is either write out the equation for this or graph this equation so that they are both in the same terms. I'm personally going to graph it because that's probably easier. Okay, so then if I go to graphing calculator, type it in here. And as we can see, this person has a maximum height of 103. Okay, this person has a maximum height of 70 something, right? So which one's higher? Brett. Okay, because Brett is the one with the equation that we just graphed. So, Brett. And then how long is each baseball airborne? So Andre is up until about 4.2. And then Brett, how long is his? When we go back to this graph, we can see that it crosses the x-axis at 5.012. Okay. All right, so C says, construct a graph of the height of Brett's throw as a function of time on the same set of axes as the graph of Andre's, if not already done. And then explain how this confirms your claims. Okay, so obviously we use the equation, but that being said, you could have came up here and been like, okay, well, I'm going to find what the vertex is. And throw back to algebra 1, but vertex you found by taking negative b divided by 2a, and then finding the y value. Okay. So with the graph, we can obviously see that Brett's is higher. Andre and Brett, their x-intercepts is what deals with the time span. Okay.